So 5.4 today, money and debt. Okay, again, a lot of positive and negatives when dealing with money. Every time you add money to an account or any sort of investment, it's a positive number. Anytime you take money out or spend money, it's going to be a debt, a withdrawal. It's going to be a negative number. So take a look at the first one. Kellen, would you read it, please? About Priya.
Priya wants to buy 3 tickets for a concert. She has earned $135 and each ticket costs $50. She borrows the rest of the money she needs from the bank and buys the tickets. How can we represent the amount of money that Priya has after buying these tickets?
Okay, so how can we represent what she has after buying the ticket? How can we represent that amount? Yep.
You can put a negative sign in front of it.
Okay. Put a negative sign in front. So how much is she spending on tickets? $150, right? So she wants to spend $150 on the 3 tickets. How much money does she have? So how do we represent the money she has? She's short money, right? So we're going to represent it by a negative number. Because she would be in debt. She's borrowing the money from the bank. Okay, personally, I wouldn't recommend borrowing money for concert tickets, but Priya made that decision. Yeah, it'd be tough to get business today for mowing lawns, Kellen. All right, number 2. How much more money will Priya need to pay back the money she borrowed? Pretty simple. $15 she needs. Because she is $15 short. How much money will she have after she pays back the money she borrowed from the bank? $0. Nothing left. Question? Yes.
Why did she just go babysit Davina?
You'd have to ask Priya. I cannot answer that question.
Roy goes scout.
Question 2, Josh. Talk about the cafeteria, please.
At the beginning of the month, Karen had $24 in his cafeteria account. Use a variable to represent the unknown quantity in each transaction below. Write an equation to represent it. Then, represent each transaction on a number line. What is the unknown quantity in each case?
All right, so we got to be careful what this question is asking us. Now, it seems pretty simple to get the answers. However, the directions said use a variable to represent the unknown quantity. So we need to pick a letter to represent unknown money. So let's everybody pick the same one. Jonas? M. Good choice. M for money. X is usually a common one, sometimes N for number, but it's nice if everybody uses the same thing. Okay, what else? Write an equation. So I'm going to underline that so I remember to do that. Then I also need a number line. So quite a bit to pick out of what Josh read. Okay, so the first question. First week he spent $16 on lunches. How much money did he have in account? So let's write an equation first. How much did he start with in his account? $24. Plus. Why is it negative? Spent it. Equals, and then it's going to be my answer. Now, obviously, you could probably see that, but it did say write an equation with a variable, so I did that. Okay, and we chose to use M. Again, an equation has to have an equal sign in it. Corbin, what's my answer there? 24 plus negative 16. 8. And in this case, it would represent $8. So I solved it. What else am I missing? Number line. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I'm going to start with 0. How do I represent 24? Which direction? So I'm going right 24. And I'm not going to label all the numbers. Just going to show I went to 24. Then it's negative, so I'm going back 16. And I'm ending up at 8. That is good enough. Label the numbers that are most important. Question 2. Brody, would you read that one, please?
Then he deposited some more money in his account balance was $28. How much did he deposit?
Okay. So how much money do we start with? 8. Now here's what's important. If this number is wrong, everything below it's going to be wrong. Okay, because we're using each answer above it. So I deposited some money. I don't know how much I deposited. That's my unknown. That's my variable. And what's it equal? 28. Says I have 28 bucks at the end. Sophia, go ahead and solve it. $20 is what I deposited. Okay, what would my number line look like for that one? Well, I go right 8. Then I go right, I don't know how far, and I end at 28. So my number that I found goes above this arrow, which we now know is 20 bucks. 20 bucks. Georgia, how much money do I have in my account right now? $28. Be careful you don't use 20. 20 is not how much I have in my account. I have $28. Spent 34 on lunches. Be a negative. I spent the money. Equals my variable, my money. Chesney, you know what an answer is there? -6.
He needs to stop super.
All right. $28. Going right 28. Going left 34. My answer, obviously left of 0, -6. Question 4, Jared. He deposited enough money to pay off his debt. How much did he deposit?
Well, starts out -6, and then you would add him, and then he deposited $6.
Okay. So I have -6. How much do I have to deposit? Get out of the debt would be a 0 then. Still says write an equation. That hasn't changed. And Jared said positive $6. You agree with that? All right, number line. So I'm at -6. And I gotta figure out what I have to add to get back to 0. Bless you, and that's of course 6. Question 5. Why does it make sense to use negative numbers to represent his account when he owes money? Autumn.
Because negative represents like less than 0.
So because he is,
Less.
Is it-
because-
he owes money
Yeah,
because he's in debt,
yeah.
how would you like to describe it?
Because he owes more money than he has.
Very good. He owes more money than he has. Question 3 shows you an actual bank statement of Mr. Andre Person. Couple things about the bank account. Tells you where it's for, his account number. Withdrawals, remember withdrawals means coming out of. So I wrote a check or used an ATM. I spent money. Deposit, I'm putting money into the bank, and here's my running balance. on the right side. So number one, if we put withdrawals and deposits in the same column, what could we use to represent them? Corbin,
Negative and positive.
which one would be which?
Withdrawals would be negative, and deposits would be positive.
Exactly. Withdrawals could be negative. Deposits could be positive, or deposits would be positive. Money going into the account. Question 2, Kellen.
Andre withdraws $40 to buy a music player. What's his new balance?
Okay, so look what his balance is up here. And he spends another $40. Should change his name to Captain Spend Money.
Spend money.
Spend money that you have. Yes.
It could be spend money percent.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, they're both negative. So as we talked about before, we add those numbers together then. Josh?
Negative 100.47.
And of course, it's money, so we gotta list that. So now he's in a hole $102.47 in debt. Question 3. If Andre deposits $100 into this account, will he still be in debt? Brooklyn? Yes. How do you know?
Because right now he has 102.47 and if he puts 100 and then it's $2.47.
Yeah, clearly my debt is more money than adding $100 to it. It's not enough to get you out of the hole. My debt is more. Are you ready? Top of page 38. Brenna, would you read it, please?
The national debt of a country is the total amount of money the government of that country owes. Ryan Hamblin in the United States was asked to help pay off the national debt. How much would each person have to pay?
All right, so I'm going to take you a website here to just kind of show you some information. So I'm going to stop this.